Hey everybody, this is Kevin from Map Practical. So today we're going to be making some Choropleth maps of some American Community Survey data, and we're going to be looking at healthcare in the United States. So in the instructions below in the description, it tells you how to go and get the data. I also just give you a set. The Census Department makes it quite difficult to download their tables, and then there's a bit of manipulation that has to happen. So I've already given you a county file, right? So this is just all the counties in the United States. That's downloaded from the census. So I do send you over to grab that. And then I've already manipulated the Excel tables because you have to do quite a bit to get the GeoID column to represent what's inside the county data. So without further ado, let's go ahead in our Lab 10 folder here. Let's create a new geodatabase. And always name them something. Don't leave them new file geodatabase because then you'll just have a ton of them. Oh, let's see here. Let's go Lab 10. So I just put my name on it. No spaces. Let's see. I would rather have that look something like this. There we go. Great. And then I'm going to make a featured data set inside of it. So new featured data set. And this is going to be US data. I don't like that. I don't want it to be an underscore. There are illegal characters in Esri software, so dashes are generally frowned upon. And then I'm going to set this up with NAT83, so this is going to be North American Datum, just a coordinate system. And we'll just go with the defaults and finish it. Great. And now I can just right-click and go to Import, and I'm going to do a single so I can rename it. Running a little slow today. We're only loading. All right, and then we're just going to drag and drop this county layer in there and name it counties. Right? Cool. So you can usually join directly to tables inside of Esri software, but sometimes Excel tables will give you a problem. So there's a tool to just put the table right into the geodatabase. So if you just type in Excel over here, you'll get that. And then the tool is this Excel table, Excel to table conversion. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to drag my 2012 data over. Come on, you can do it. Maybe. All right, it's going to make me go look for it. Let's go look for it. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. And then I'm just going to kind of edit this so it's not such a long name. So this is just going to be the ACS 2012 data, or ASC, excuse me. And then data is the sheet that's in there. There's only one sheet inside there, so it should be easy. Say OK. And there you go. So, oh, did I not put it in the right place? No, I didn't. So I just ended up putting it in the same folder. Let's run it again and put it in the right place. That's my fault. So let's see if we can add it again. For whatever reason it won't let me get it that way. Oh boy, same old, same old. That was my fault. So this output table, I should have made sure it was going inside the geodatabase. There we go. And name it. This will be the ACS 2012 data. All right, and we'll let it rip again. There we go. Now it's inside my geodatabase, and I'm going to do it one more time for the 2018 data. So this is kind of a shame. It should actually, what's going on? There we go. It'd be nice if it just saved the path, right? But for whatever reason, it's not finding it. It's holding my old path from when I worked this up before. So let's go inside of here, and we're going to get the 2018 data. Add that, and then go in and change it, make sure it's going in. Great. That just needs to be changed to 2018. And yep, all right. Very good. Cool. So now we're done with the raw data. We don't need to worry about it. So we've got a feature data set with our counties, and then our two tables that we need to join. So let's open up a raw, brand new ArcMap document. And it's going to open up on my second screen, so I will bring it over as soon as it gets in here. And technically, we're done with our catalog at this point, so I can just close that. And instead of going with a blank map over here, I'm going to go down to templates, and I'm going to go down to USA, and then I chose the contiguous United States, and you'll see what that looks like when we bring over the ArcMap document. So let me drag this over. Here we go. All right, very good. Cool. So it's kind of nice sometimes if they have a spare, right? So you've got all this data already in there, and there's a nice template layout, and you're ready to go. I'm going to turn off the capital cities, the interstates, the rivers, the lakes, and the states. I'm going to leave the state boundaries, right? And then I'm going to also leave the neighboring countries. I'm going to collapse this layer, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the data from the new geodatabase. So I've created a new one to work this up, and we're just going to add the counties. Okay, great. There we go. And then while I'm here, I'll go ahead to File and Map Document Properties and set the geodatabase that I need to be working in for this lab. Add that guy and say Store Relative Path Names. That's always a good idea. Super. All right. And now if you drag this below the base map, you can still get the outlines of the states over the top of it. All right. I'll just change this to a little bit of a lighter beige so you can see things better on screen. Very good. You want to make sure you don't drag the counties into the base map layer, because then it makes it hard to move things around. Okay, and then it's a good idea to save your ArcMap document. And this is going to be Intro Lab 10. All right. And now we need to do some joins. So I'm going to right-click on my counties, go down to Joins and Relates, Join, and then I'm going to navigate into the home geodatabase and grab that table that we put in there, right, for 2012. And then we're going to have to tell it that the join or a GeoID 10 field is equal to the GeoID field inside the table. And you could hit validate, but then it's going to give you some small cautions about not same field types, but that's okay. I know it's going to work. And then if I right click and open up the table, I should be able to scroll all the way over to the right and see, there we go. So this is what we joined, the GeoID. We got a name of the county and the state, but what we're really interested in is the population, total population for each one of those counties, and the uninsured in each county for 2012. So once you've got that, then you're going to right click and say Data, Export Data, and put that into your geodatabase. So I'm going to put it into my home geodatabase in the US data, and this is going to be uninsured underscore 2012. All right, save that guy. And this is going to create a copy of the layer with making the join permanent. Drag that down below the base map, turn it off for now, and now I need to do it for the 2018 data. So all I need to do for that is to go into the joins and relates and remove all joins. Okay, and now we're going to make a new one with the 2018 data. So navigate to the 2018 data, super, and then again GeoID 10 is going to be equal to GeoID, and say okay, and then I'm going to open that counties up again and take a look and make sure the data came in. All right, so uninsured 2018 and the total pop is in there. Super. Close that, and now we need to export it to make it permanent. And that's going to be uninsured 2018. Okay, and then it's going to ask if I want to add it to the map. Yes, I do. Super. So I can take and put that below, and now I don't need my counties anymore, so I can literally remove that data set. Okay, so let's turn on the 2012. So now if we go into the Symbology tab, take a look. I'm going to go to Quantities, And then from the value field, I'm going to go down to uninsured 2012 and just hit OK, just to get a preview. So these are the raw numbers of uninsured people in the counties in the United States from the American Community Survey data. But the cartographic convention for choropleth mapping is to never map raw numbers, right? So you always need to normalize this by percent or by area or per capita or something. So in this case, we're going to do it by the percent of the total population in each county. All right. So in order to do that, we're going to open up the attribute table, and we need to create a field. So we're going to go from the drop down here and add a field. In this case, I'm just going to call it percent, and this is uninsured. But I guess I'll just leave it as percent. That's fine. I'm going to make it a double, and that's just going to give me plenty of decimal places so I don't lose much to rounding. Great. And if I scroll over, it'll be at the end. And now, if I right-click and go to Field Calculator, I can calculate the percent. So the percent of uninsured is going to be the uninsured divided by the total pop in each county, and then times 100, right, to convert it to a percentage and say OK. All right, and now we have that, and I'm going to close this attribute table. I'm going to go back to the symbology for uninsured 2012, and I'm going to choose percent this time. And now we can format these labels, right? So I'll go to format all the labels and tell it is a percentage. The number already represents a percent, and then under numeric options, I'm just going to take it down to 1 decimal place, which is nice for displaying percentages. Okay, so now we've got a choropleth map that's based on the percent of each county that is uninsured in 2012. Not too bad. Now we're going to do the same thing for the uninsured 2018. So I'm going to open up the attribute table, create a field, percent, make it a double, scroll on over, right click on that new percent field, tell it to calculate field calculator, and again it's going to be the uninsured in 2018 divided by the population of 2018 times 100 to convert it to a percentage. There we go. And it's still thinking. All right, I'm going to turn off the 2012 for now. Go to the symbology for the 2018. Back to quantities, graduated colors, percent, change the labeling. So format labels is a percentage, but we only want 1 decimal place. Say OK. Say OK. All right, and let it rip. Very good. So now we've got these 2 different maps showing the change in insurance across the United States counties between these 2 time periods. But in order to have them be directly comparable, we need to match the class breaks and the legends. So I'm going to turn off 2018, turn 2012 back on. I'm going to go back up into the symbology. And right now it's classifying it on natural breaks, right? So if I take a look under classify, you can see that we have a distribution here. I'm going to change this to geometric interval. There we go. And hit OK. And move this out of the way and apply. And it's just going to change the look just a little bit. But these class breaks are being randomly chosen based on algorithms in the software. They're not bad, but I think there's a way that we can just clean them up. So let me just go over to my instructions and make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah. Okay. It looks like what I did is I decided just to look at the totals here, right? So the minimum is 2%, the maximum is 66.2%. So let's change these up to make them nice, clean breaks. So 67, and what else did I do? I did 30, and I did 20, and 15, and then 10. So I just rounded them up to the nearest whole number so that we would get clean breaks. And it won't change the distribution on the map too much, but it will make it easier for a user to read the legend. Very cool. All right. So that's our 2012 data right there. And now we need to apply the same breaks to 2018 so that we can directly compare these maps. So I'm going to turn 2018 on. I'm going to go to its symbology tab. And instead of having to do that all by manual classification, if I just do import and then choose uninsured 2012, great, complete symbol definition, and then percent is the field that we want it to go by, and say okay, now it matches exactly. Super. Okay, so now the maps are totally comparable, right? So what we want to do now is we're going to fix up this legend down here. So first things first, we're going to just finish out the 2012 map. So if you turn off 2018, that reduces the legend a little bit. And now if I go ahead and click on this legend and go to its properties, I'm going to tell it the items that I don't want. So basically I don't want capital cities, interstates, rivers, lakes, boundaries, or 2018. I just want 2012, and then under items I'm going to double click on that and tell it I don't want to show the heading. That's good. And then back on general, I'm going to change this legend. I hate just using the word legend. Let's make it something descriptive like percent uninsured. Okay, and hit OK. And now you've got a legend that's usable down here, right? Great, and then we have to change this title. It's probably a dynamic title, so if you look at its properties, it's in code, makes it difficult to manipulate. So I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to right click on it again, and I'm going to say convert to graphics. And now if I right click and go to the properties, it's just a piece of text. So this is going to be uninsured, right? 2012 in the United States. Or actually, let's just put a comma on it. Hit apply. Is that too long? Nope, uninsured in 2012 in the United States. Actually, I don't like that. I'm going to put United States in the beginning of it. So cancel it out. Get rid of that comma on the end. Now we'll hit apply. Okay, that looks better to me. Super. All right. Same with this coordinate system. You can, click on that, say convert to graphics, and then right-click and go to properties, and then we can get rid of some of the stuff. So if it's an Albers, coordinate system is Albers, great. And if you haven't modified any of this stuff, like the central meridian, the first parallel, then none of that needs to be in there. I just know that also, though, it's a NAD 83 Albers. So I'm just going to say NAD 83 Albers, and that would be all the information that somebody needs to recreate that projection if you haven't modified any of its settings. So much better there. And then you could then put some text in there with your name and so forth, right? So that's the United States uninsured map for 2012. The one other thing that I asked you to put is a text note on how many total people are uninsured in 2012. So if we go to the attribute table here, scroll on over, and this is uninsured 2012, and we look at the statistics, the sum on that is the total people that were uninsured, right? So in 2012, there's this many people uninsured. I'm going to copy that, close it out. All right, and then I'm going to add a text field, put it right up here, and paste, hit enter. There we go, and then we want to edit this thing a little bit. So properties, so we definitely want to throw some commas in there. It makes it easier for people to read it. All right. So in 2012, there was 45 million and some change Americans that were uninsured. So we'll just do a total uninsured in 2012. Great, and then I'm going to hit enter so it goes down. There we go. And hit apply. Great. And we'll just pull that down. And there's my layout, right? So probably want to put your name on it. So click down here. Kev the Mick. That's who always makes these maps, right? And you could be more professional if you wanted to. I'm just moving through things. And then save. And then we're going to go to File and Export Map. And put it in the folder that you're working in, which is probably going to be your Lab 10 folder. And this is going to be uninsured 2012. JPEG 300 DPI is plenty good. That'll be nice and high resolution. And save it. And that's your map for your report, right? And then to do the whole thing over again for 2018 is pretty easy. So you just turn off the 2012, turn on the 2018. And then you're going to have to go into your legend here and make sure that the 2018, oh, did I convert it? No, I didn't convert it to graphics. You're just going to need to get that 2018 data in there. So that is going to go over and get rid of the 2012 data. Great, and then under items you probably have to go in again and turn off the show layer name and show heading. We'll say OK. There we go. So we got a nice legend there. And then we want to change this to 2018. Say OK. And then we're going to have to calculate the total uninsured in 2018. So we'll open the attribute table, slide on over, uninsured, take a look at the statistics. And the sum again is going to be the total. Control C. And close that all out, and then we have to go and edit this guy up here. Properties, so this is going to be for the 2018 data, and the new number is, and throw some commas in there so that you can read it, 29 million. So obviously quite a few people have been insured over the course of this time span. We'll say OK. All right, and so there's that map. So you would just save and export that out. The other thing that I ask you to figure out is what the total percent of uninsured was for the 2 years. And that's not too hard to do. You should be able to figure that out pretty easily by simply looking at the attribute tables, right? So if we open up the attribute table again and we take a look, what you need to figure out the total uninsured is you need the total population of the United States in these 2 years, right? And then the total uninsured in these years. And then you can calculate those things out pretty quick. So to do it, let's see, what's the easiest way for me to pull this off? Let's open up another thing here. 1 second. Okay, so this is my answers for this map set. Move those out of the way. And to calculate this, I'm going to open up a calculator. Drag this guy over here. Okay, so to calculate out the total percent of uninsured, well, first we can figure out the total number of people who got health care between 2012 and 2018. And that was these numbers that are right there. So actually, let's go to the 2018, which is right here. So uninsured statistics. That's, oh, sorry, I need to get my 2012 data first. So I can open up the 2012. So I'll have both attribute tables open at the same time down here, which is kind of helpful. And uninsured statistics. So Control C, and let's get my calculator back, paste that in. Great, and then that's going to be 45 million subtracted from the folks in 2018 that were uninsured. So 2018 uninsured statistics, Control C, and then get my calculator, paste that in there, and then hit enter. All right, so what we have is we have 15,539,648 more people were insured between 2012 and 2018. Okay, and then in order for us to figure out the percentages, we need to calculate a couple more things. So what was the percentage of people that were uninsured in 2012. So let's see, that's going to be back to the 2012, and that's going to be a number of the total uninsured again. C, and we'll throw that into our calculator. Clear this guy out. Paste, right? Divided by the total uninsured in 2018. Oh wait, no, excuse me, divided by the total population. So 2012 total population. Control C, and then we'll go back to our calculator, paste that in. All right, and then hit equal, and then times that, times 100. Great, so about 14.78% of the population was uninsured in 2012. Is that what I have over here? Yep, 14.79, great. And then to figure that out, we now we need to do it for 2018. So we'll go to 2018 and we'll grab the total uninsured again, statistics, sum, Control C, go back to our calculator, clear that all out, and paste. So this is the total uninsured divided by, and we got to grab the total pop, and we can just actually go right here and go to pop 18, Control C, go back to our calculator, and that's divided by, paste, equals, great, and then times 100 to convert it to a percentage. All right, so it looks like 9.32% were uninsured in 2018. So the difference, so how much did, what percentage of the population gained insurance over this time period? Well, that's pretty simple. So we just need to change this out and do 14.9, which is our percentage, minus our 9.32 equals, and there we go. So it was about, is that correct? Oops, that was too big for the 14, so it's actually, let's clear it again, it's 14.79 minus our 9.32 equals, there we go. So 5.47% more Americans were insured over this period. There is a little bit of a problem though, as you might have seen in there, that we also had increasing population. So we increased our population by almost 15 million during this time period. So it makes it look like not as many people were insured, but you have to also consider that there was a lot of new people coming into the total pop. All right, so that's how you do this lab. Hopefully that was helpful for you. If you liked it, please check the like button and subscribe to the channel. That'll help me out a lot. And we'll see you next time. Take care.